I just bought this book. Right, there you go. Be useful. 7 Tools for Life, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of my heroes, and I'm sure many people can say the same thing. If you grew up in the 80s, 90s, you would have heard about this guy. Made so many amazing movies. Terminator, Commando, Predator, my favorite, and he was just a phenomenal actor. Like, maybe not the most talented or the most gifted or the most eloquent or smoothest or the most charismatic, but he did have his style, and he did have the muscle, he did have that body, he did have that voice, he did have his unique characteristics. He recently produced a documentary about his life. If you are on Netflix, you can watch it, or if you have any other source, you can go on Netflix and look for his recent documentary. And honestly, if you're someone who has been a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, someone who has followed his life right from the days of him being a bodybuilder to becoming an actor, to becoming a politician, and all the while being a successful businessman, his life is pretty inspiring. And so you can imagine how excited I was to find out that he had produced a documentary and, I guess, a book as well. I'm not sure which one came out first, whether it was the documentary or the book, but basically he has this book out and he has his documentary out. And if you're like me, I absolutely love real life stories, true life stories. I love documentaries, I love biographies, I love studying people who have made it one way or the other, either through luck, hard work, diligence, or a particular unique gift. Learning from people is really fun, it's really sweet, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is one person who I'm sure you can learn a lot from. Now, I'm going to do another video where I summarize this book. I don't read books as much as I used to, but even so, most of the books I consume now are audiobooks, because I find it easier to just play an audiobook and listen to while I'm doing all these things I'm doing. So I decided to go back into reading hard books so that I can build my library, which you can see back there, trying to get it all fleshed out, because it just looks good and impressive when you have a really full library. So yes, this handsome, solid guy, he's just an amazing person, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love the design of this book. I love the design of the book. Simple, all gray, monotone, and then the blue. Simple, then white and black, I love aesthetics. I love beautiful things. And yeah, this is really, really cool. So, Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let me just read what's on the back. If there is one unavoidable truth in this world, it's that there is no substitute for putting in the work. There is no shortcut or growth hack or magic pill that can get you around the hard work of doing your job well, of winning something you care about, or of making your dreams come true. People have tried to cut corners and skip steps in this process for as long as hard work has been hard. Eventually, those people either fall behind or get left in our dust, because working your ass off is the only thing that works 100% of the time for 100% of the things worth achieving. This is some deep stuff. There's no substitute for putting in the hard work. I found that to be very true. Arnold Schwarzenegger says so. I agree. There's no shortcuts or growth hack or magic pill that can get you around the hard work of doing your job well, of winning something you care about, or of making your dreams come true. There's no substitute, no shortcut, no hack. People have tried to cut corners, skip steps in the process for as long as hard work has been hard. Eventually, those people either fall behind or get left in our dust, because working your ass off is the only way, is the only thing that works 100% of the time for 100% of the things worth achieving. I couldn't have said it better myself. Arnold Schwarzenegger is an Austrian-born bodybuilder, actor, and politician. Served as the 38th governor of California. His life is just amazing. Like, who would have ever thought that an Austrian-born bodybuilder become an actor, a businessman, a philanthropist, a best-selling author, and a politician, and become the governor of California, like the most popular, probably the greatest state in America. His life is amazing. His life is inspiring. I'm inspired, and I wish I could be like this guy. Like, I want my life to blossom in different phases. I want to evolve and be successful at whatever it is I decide to do. One of the reasons why this guy inspires me so much is because, I've always wondered how he does what he does, how he pushes himself to reach the pinnacle of success in whatever field he chooses. And one of the best places to observe him doing this so well is watching his bodybuilding career. Anybody who has ever tried to go to the gym to build his body, and trust me, I've tried many times, that it is like the ultimate test of mental character and mental energy, or discipline, because it's hard work to go to the gym, lift those weights and work on your body day in, day out, or week in, week out. It's hard work, first of all, because when you start, it's painful. Secondly, being consistent is not easy. And thirdly, when you really want to push yourself to the levels that he was able to push himself to, it's constant pain and struggle. People have injured themselves in trying to become Mr. Olympia, Mr. Universe. People have torn muscles. People have broken their backs. People have, ruptured their hernias and, different things. And yet, this guy did it and became a world champion, became known, became iconic, became symbolic. I remember first time I ever saw this guy in a movie. I think it was Conan the Barbarian or Commando, and I was like, look at that body. The same reaction everybody has all over the place, both male and female. Anytime you see a well-built person, it commands your respect and attention. Why? Because you can see dedication, hard work, and discipline. And this guy applied all of those things, not just to his bodybuilding career, but even to his acting career as well. And you could see that he really put an effort, at least of course working with other people, but he really put an effort to making really good movies that were the standard or the gold standard. He just came from the back of nowhere. People said so many things about him that he could not succeed because of his strong accent. He's too muscular, too big, but he did it. And you see, when you watch his documentary, he keeps saying that when people say he can't do something, that's when he decides that he's going to do it. Now, the secret sauce, I feel that this guy's superpower, secret power, and I don't know, other people who have watched his videos may have different opinions. Other people have watched his documentary or read this book. I haven't read this book. All right, I just got it and I intend to start reading it as soon as possible. But at least I've watched the documentary and I've watched a couple of interviews on YouTube. I think that his secret power is the power of visualization. He says this so many times that he thinks that he had that gift of being able to visualize the future he wants for himself with such clarity. And that is a superpower. That is something really magnificent to be able to visualize. Let me just quickly go online now and check. What does it mean to visualize? What is visualization? Visualization is any technique for creating images, diagrams, or animations to communicate a message. That's not what I'm looking for. The formation of mental visual images. So seeing things in your mind before they happen is powerful. This guy is evidence that is powerful. Because he says that when he was building his body, first time he saw Hercules, like just the same way the first time I saw him, I was like, wow, what a body. He also saw Hercules and he was like, he wants to be that guy. And he said when he's in the gym or in between gym sessions, he would close his eyes and picture himself winning all the available titles in bodybuilding. He would picture his muscles growing. He would picture himself. He would put himself in that place and hear the applause of people applauding him and see himself receiving those awards. And he would do this over and over and over again. And in fact, he did it so much so that he was never depressed by his present circumstances or environment. He said his upbringing was a bit rough. His father was very physical. He was not moved by those things because he had already so much buried himself in his desired reality that it controlled everything about him, including his emotions. That's powerful. How many of us set time aside to just close our eyes and just picture the future that we want? Many times we have these conversations and we say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And then we just ramble something and say, oh, in the next 10 years I'll be married with kids, or in the next 5 years I would own a business. But have you ever really sat down to close your eyes and visualize every aspect of that dream coming true? If your dream is to own a house on an island, can you picture yourself flying over down to that island, disembarking from the plane, getting to a private car and being driven all the way to your home? The smell, the sight, the sounds, the sound of the door, the waves crashing on the sea behind, the sense of the flowers, all those things. Very, very powerful. So in my mind, I think that is one of the major reasons why he succeeded, because he was able to master the art of visualizing his future, visualizing things and drawing that energy from the visions into his present life. He calls it visions. He used to have visions of himself achieving his dream. He used to have visions of himself winning awards, and those things happened. And when you use the word visions rather than visualization, like it's deeper. I want to be like that. I want to be able to sit down and have visions of my future, like have visions, of myself attaining certain heights and doing certain things. And so sometimes I wonder if there's anything I haven't achieved right now. Maybe it's because I haven't taken time to visualize it, to use the power of visualization to make it happen. Let me Google something else. So how powerful is visualization? Visualizing outcomes that you want can increase your confidence. Seeing yourself succeed helps you believe that it can and will happen. Visualization helps you practice success. When you imagine every step of an event or activity going well, you get your mind and body ready to take those steps in real life. Powerful. Now, that is basically one of the tools that I think helped me to succeed as a photographer, because like I said, I'm self-taught. I didn't school under anybody, I didn't have anybody mentoring me, or I wasn't an apprentice, so I would leave my office and go and shoot a wedding, or I'd leave my office and go and shoot an event, and I had no idea how to do these things. Like, I'd never done it before. So I remember then one thing I used to do that helped me was I would go on Google and do some research, how to shoot an event, how to shoot a wedding, and then I'll close my eyes and visualize myself doing it. Every step of the way, everything I read or read, I would try to visualize myself doing it. How I would talk to the bride and the groom, how I would pose them, the places I would use, how I'll set up my equipment. It's so important to visualize, because I could imagine going to do a home shoot, a home session, and I've not visualized these things. You just get down here fumbling. So when you do that, when you've seen it in your mind before you get there, when you go there, it's easy to execute. So it looks like this unscripted video today is going to be about the power of visualization. And if you really want to see it in action, if you want to hear another person talk about it, someone more influential than myself and more successful, most definitely, go and get this book, read it, or go and watch his documentary on Netflix. Another person just like him, who also, I would say, he used the power of visualization, even though it didn't come out so strongly in his own video or documentary, is Sylvester Stallone, because he also said that many times, especially when he was nobody, his own passion was to become a movie star. And so he would go back home, stand in front of the mirror and practice being a hero. He would visualize himself being the star of a movie, being the hero that saves the day. And that's what happened in his life. That's what he became. I'm sure there are lots of other people out there whose examples will support this thing I'm saying about visualization. Imagine I just opened it. Really see it. Just check it out. Really see it. I just flipped this book open randomly, and that's the first thing that opened up. Really see it. When I say I could see myself sitting behind the desk in my office at home giving my January 6th speech, I really mean that. I could see it very vividly, like a movie playing in my mind. It had been that way my whole life, with every major vision I had for myself. When I was a boy, I could see myself in America. I had no idea what I was doing there, but I was there. As an actor, before I ever got my first starring role, I could see my name above the title on movie posters and theater marquees. I could see myself on the top step of the podium holding the winner's trophy. Even though it had not happened, he could see it. Guys, busting my brain. The potential we have as human beings is powerful. The potential we have as human beings is so powerful. We're not utilizing all our gifts. We're not utilizing all our gifts and talents, I tell you. Because I think that if you just practice this one thing this week, this month, you don't know what will happen in the next 1 year. And I'm talking to myself. I close my eyes now and I see 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I see 1 million subscribers. I don't know what I'm saying to people. I don't know what kind of videos I'm producing. I don't know whether the videos are any good, or they have to be good to have 1 million subscribers. But I don't even know the content or how I'm going to produce it, whether I'm going to have a team. I don't know. All I just see is 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And I see people being inspired by my videos and being encouraged. And I see videos that will stand the test of time. It's not even about the fame. It's not about the money or anything. It's just about a desire, a dream, a vision. I just want to do it. I love this guy. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wish I could meet him one day. I wish I could meet him one day, because his life is amazing. I'm going to have a book like this. Simple but beautiful. I'm going to look this good when I'm this old, and I'll have a book just like this, looking just like this. Similar design, very simple, very powerful book. Anybody that sees this book will pick it up and want to read. Anybody that sees it will want to have a copy, own it, and buy it. I see it happening. Visualization. Alright, so that's the lesson for this video. I think unscripted. Just thought I'd share. I was waiting for my video to render. I think the video should have rendered by now. And yeah, I'll just get to editing my video right now. And of course, it's a YouTube video, so you get to see it when I post. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you learned something. I hope you get something. Please subscribe. Be part of my success story to get to 1 million subscribers. Sounds like I'm crazy, right? Because right now I don't even have up to 500 subscribers, but I see it. I close my eyes, I visualize it, I see it before it happens. All right, catch you in the next video. Subscribe.